Hello everyone. As the date for submission for the first final draft is coming close, I'm creating this screencast on the request of some students who were finding some difficulties in editing the cover page. So although we covered this topic in our Zoom sessions which were held this month as well as the last month, so you could either refer to those screencasts or the Zoom sessions by going to the calendar of your management. But I thought that since this was a query from many students, so I thought I would create a screencast and share with you so that you can follow the step-by-step process just in case if you have finished everything else and stuck at the cover page. Now, cover page is very important in your internal assessment because when your final folder is submitted for moderation, the examiners would generally go to the cover page document, which looks like this, and they would navigate through the different criterion documents using these links rather than going to the documentation folder. So for example, the screen which you see right in front of me, this is taken from IBO website where they have posted 4 new samples. Although I have already shared this link with you to refer to those samples so that you would know the kind of quality that is expected. But anyways, if you don't have access to this link, I will share it with you again through the key chat. Now you can see here there are certain links. So first I'll show you the links here. Like for example, if the examiner wants to see the investigation documentation, so they will simply click over here and that will take the examiner to the criteria A initial investigation. Now if they want to see the next one, for example consultation with the client, so they will just click over here and it will take them to criteria A initial consultation. Now there's a marks for this cover page in criteria G, and that includes all these links which you see for different criterion. They all should be working. There should be a link to the product which you see over here. Okay, so these are the 2 things, and third is the word count. So if you have mentioned all this correctly, then there's no reason that you would be penalized with 1 mark in criteria G. But if any of these things are missing, for example, if even one link is not working, then you're going to lose 1 mark in criterion G. So you have to ensure that once you have finalized your product, once you have done everything in the folder, then make sure that you check each and every link from here in order to ensure that all these links are working. Okay, and it's also a good idea to copy that entire folder into another computer and check even on the other computers, because sometimes you set the path of these files, these PDF documents on your one computer, and when you take it to some other computer, maybe it will not work. And if it is not working on other computer, you can take it for granted that it will not work on examiner's computer also. So it is always a good idea to make it first work on your local PC or laptop. And once that is done, then take your folder to some other computer and check if the links are working there as well. Okay, so that's the relevance of cover page. Now some few more things. You can see here the candidate name. This needs to be left blank because the submission of Is are required to be anonymous. So you don't have to mention your name over here. Just delete everything. I mean, let it be blank. School number, there should be no information. Candidate session number, blank. You will be mentioning the project title. Whatever project you have created, for example, a website for a restaurant or a video for your school. So whatever is the project title, you have to mention that over here. You have to mention the name of the client. Whosoever is your client, just mention their name and the occupation. Let's say the client is a manager or a administrator or a CEO or a teacher. So whatever is the occupation that you have to mention here. So no student information, but client information has to be there. After that, this is the link to the product. So there are 2 ways that you would be submitting your product. One, something which is already hosted online. For example, you created a website on Wix and you have hosted it. Actually, it's already hosted. It's online. So in that case, this link should take the examiner to the website which is hosted online. Otherwise, if you have the product which you have locally stored in the products folder, then by clicking here, the examiner should directly be going to your product. Like for example, if it is a let's say it is a Microsoft Excel file or a database file. Okay, so you have to give the path of that file over here so that when they click on this link, it should take them to the product. Like for example, in this particular case, if I click on product, it is taking me to the website which the student has developed, and this website is not hosted online, but it is in the product folder of the forms.zip. So this student may have made it in using Dreamweaver or some other tool, and then he kept all the website related files in the product folder, so that when the examiner is clicking on product, it is taking them to the product folder and opening the website. So depending on the nature of your product, if it is a video file or a database, okay, or even a website which you have not hosted online, then everything should be available in the product folder, so that that can be directly accessed through this link. Now some students ask the question that what would be the content of product folder if the website is online. In that case, suppose you have created it on Wix, then you can go to the file of Wix and you can export that entire website or save that entire website onto your local disk. So it will automatically create the folders, index file and everything. Copy that entire thing and put it into the product folder. So even if the examiner is going into your Wix page directly from here, it doesn't mean that your product folder will be empty. There has to be all necessary files which you have used for creating your product. So download that website and put that into the product folder. If it is empty, again you are going to lose 1 mark in criterion G. Product folder cannot be empty. If it is a video file, then you will be putting that raw footage of your video file into the product folder. If the file is too large, I would recommend that compress that file using some compression tools, so that you don't lose the quality, but then you are able to reduce the size. Because if the size is too large, for example 1 GB or something, that cannot be submitted to IBIS, because the maximum file folder size should be 750 MBs. So you have to ensure that your file and folder sizes are compressed enough so that it fits into that size limit which is given to you. Alright, and after that you also have to edit this word count. So depending on the total words specific to your project, count it properly and then put that limit over here. Now again, just as a reminder that the total word count should not exceed 2000. It must be within 2000. If you exceed 2000, okay, the examiner would not read anything beyond the limit. So let's say you make a document of 2500 words. So they will only mark up to 2000 and they will not mark the last 500 words. Alright, so you may get penalized in criteria F, maybe. The criteria F, the part which is exceeding in terms of word, that may not be marked and you lose mark in that particular criteria. So try to stick to the word count limit. So that's about the cover page. Now coming back to your question that how to edit the cover page, because you have to make all these things work. Now in order to do that, if you're using a Windows PC, then you can use Notepad to open this cover page document and edit it. If you're using Mac, then you can use text edit application which comes with the Mac OS. Open this cover page into text edit and then change it. Now depending on the type of OS that you're using, the method will be slightly different. But then essentially what you're going to do is you're opening this document in a text document app and then editing some sections. So I'll just demonstrate you how to do that. And talking about these sample projects, which you can definitely refer to before you make the final submission, just to be sure that your quality is good enough. I'll share this link with you in the key chat. So you go to this internal assessments, and on the right hand side you can see student work, screencast, blank assessment sheet word, and also the moderator's comment. So this would be very helpful to you to see that on what basis the moderators judge the IA work. Okay, so there are four examples available, and you can see here example 1, example 2, example 3, and example 4. I think one is website, one is video, one is database. So they have distributed like that. So depending on the nature of your product, you can see the one which is relevant to you. Okay. Now coming back to the editing of the folder and the cover page. Now here you can see one thing more, that I always insist that you should have the first and main copy of your project stored on your own personal computer. Don't depend on the SharePoint for keeping the files. Okay. I mean, for editing purpose. SharePoint is the place where you just transfer the final edited work. You don't keep files on SharePoint for editing over there. We have provided the SharePoint space so that you can complete your work and transfer your work there. But all kind of editings have to be done on your local PC. I would also suggest that don't do it directly on Google Docs or 365, because then you will not be able to check the links of your document. You can edit the document in Google Doc. There's no problem doing that. But then download it as PDF and put it into the Forms folder on your local PC. And that is one of the reasons why the links are not working for many of you, because you are trying to try it on the Google Drive. So it will not work there, because the path, you will not be able to give the Google Drive path, and ultimately it will not work. So I'll just show you briefly how to create the links working. Now this is the documentation folder, and you had actually RTF files into this, which you may have edited since you are all set to submit your first final draft. So I assume that you have already edited them. You have put all necessary content. Like, I'll just do a short demo. I'm opening this one file into a Word document, and let us say this is my work. Okay, I just randomly I put some text. Now once you have done this, then you should save this file as PDF into the same folder, documentation. In the documentation folder itself, don't touch the name of the file. It must remain same as it is in the template file. And then just you have to change the format to PDF. Just check once again that the file name is not changed. It is going to the documentation folder and it is in the PDF format, and then export it. Now once you have exported, I can close this Word file. Okay, let it save in the Word also. But I'm not much concerned about the Word file. What I'm concerned about is the PDF which it may have created, and that is criterion A, initial consultation. You can see here, this is a PDF file. Okay. Now since we have already created a PDF file, if I go to the upper level of this forms folder, there is this file coverpage.html. Now if I open this, and if I click on consultation with the client, sorry, we edited the other one, investigation. Oops. Okay, so you can see here that since we have created the PDF for consultation with client, so if I click here, this will take me to the PDF document, the same document which we just created. But if I go to any other link, it will not work because we don't have the PDF ready. So that means every Word file that you are creating, you're adding for different criterion, you have to save them with the same file name, but in the PDF format. So that is the first part. Now coming to the editing of cover page. So for editing of cover page, what you need to do is simply open this page in text edit. Open with I go to text edit. You will be doing the same thing in Notepad if you're using a Windows PC. Now you see that this file is opened in the text format. What I can do is I will just delete all these parts from here which are not required. So it is asking me to duplicate, so I'll say overwrite. Project title you can give, let's say website. So I will edit this to website for bakery. School number and all that you can delete, and client name you can add whatever is the client name. So I'll write XXXX. Occupation, let us say CEO, and links to product. So here you will be writing the link to your product. So if it is Google, then Google. Sorry, if it is some website, then website address. If it is your folder, then the folder link. And then here the word count. So let's say your word count is 1900. So you'll write 1900 and then just save it. Now once we have saved and closed it, and when I open the cover page, you can see that we have got the updated cover page. Everything is gone. Candidate name is gone. School number is gone. The client name is changed, and word count is 1900, and the consultation with client is working. Right. So this is what basically you are required to do. And once this is done, then this entire folder, save it in your name, and then transfer it to the SharePoint folder. So when I'm marking, I will download it, and then I will run the links, and I will see if there is anything missing and provide you with the feedback. That's all for this screencast, and thank you for attending.